Hi friends, I'm Robin and today I have a health topic for you. We'll be discussing about the harmful effect of sugar on our health. And in this discussion, I'll be talking about majorly three things that first, why sugar is harmful for us, and second, we'll be talking about how to identify that we are consuming excess sugar, and the third is if we are consuming excess sugar, what can we do about the situation. So I'll be briefly telling you that what are the recommended guidelines for sugar intake, and I think many of you might know this that for an average size woman it is 6 tablespoon of sugar, which is 25 gram of sugar per day, and for men it's 9 teaspoon of sugar, which is 38 grams of sugar. And you might be wondering that okay, 9 teaspoon, but I'm only taking like 2 teaspoon of sugar in my coffee or tea or any other beverage, so I am under the limit. But that's not the case, and this is what I am here to discuss about today, that the sugar we are taking and that the sugar that is present in our kitchens are the commonly available table sugar which we can see, but there are sugar like added sugar which is present in almost all the products available in the market, and you won't even imagine that around 74% of the products available in the market has have sugar, added sugar in it. And when I say added sugar, I'm talking about sugar which is not the part of the food product item we are discussing. So these are externally added sugar, and generally they are added to for the flavor and sometimes to preserve the food items, and they are mostly present in your packaged food items, your processed food, and the other liquid beverages which we take. So, as we just established that sugar is everywhere, and I would like to challenge you right now that if you want to go around your kitchen and try to pick up any random stuff and try to read the label, then you will see there are many hidden sugar present in the food item, and you will be amazed that even if you understand all the names that are used for different kinds of sugar, but around there are around 61 different names for sugar items, and I can go on and on about those things. We have fructose is the common sugar, then we have corn, for high fructose corn syrup, we have corn syrup, we have sucralose, we have other kinds of sugar present that is added to the items. So now we know that sugar is everywhere and we are consuming hell lot of sugar. I'll give you an example. So imagine you are drinking just one can of sweetened beverage in a day, which already exceeds your recommended sugar intake guideline. So you can imagine that how much sugar we are consuming per day. So now we know that there are sugar everywhere in all the food items. But why sugar is such a problem for us? So as we all know that sugar leads to high blood glucose level, because glucose is the simplest sugar and all the complex sugar breaks down into simpler sugars like glucose and fructose. Okay, so when we take a lot of sugary items and these added sugar, they enter into our body and they are metabolized to simpler sugars, and these sugars are taken up by the liver, majorly taken up by the liver. And liver, when it is provided with a lot of fructose, it converts it into fat, and then it causes a lot of other metabolic diseases like fat liver. And sugar, high glucose is the leading cause of diabetes, type 2 diabetes, which we all know. It leads to insulin resistance. So high sugar is related with lot many metabolic diseases like cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes, which we just discussed. And it also leads to other issues like gum diseases and acne, and it has also been linked with you know high infections because it reduces our immunity. And all these things are complex processes, and I am not able to cover all this in this audio session, but I wanted to give you a glimpse about there are various um diseases linked with high sugar. And now we know that we are one of the leading nation in diabetes, and I think we are among the top three. So you can imagine, and all the lifestyle changes is leading to increased dependency on these marketed products which have hidden sugar in them. So now we established that the sugar is bad for us, and how do we identify that we are taking a lot of sugar? So I can give you one simple example, that if you want to understand that you are taking too much sugar, is to see your waistline. So if your waistline is broader than your hips, and if you're feeling lethargic, and if you feel that you crave for sugar most of the times, and you are drinking liquid beverages, and you feel that you have lot of energy at once, and then eventually your energy um, decreases, and then you have to again go for these sugary items. So it says a lot that you are getting addicted to sugar, and you have dependency on sugary items, and also that you are prone to metabolic disorders, like if your waistline is broad, because in your waistline area, if you have increased blood sugar levels, then you have deposition of visceral fat that deposit around your waistline, and it is a harmful fat that leads to obesity. So as we know that sugar is bad and causing a lot of diseases, and now we also identify that we are taking a lot of sugar, and I'll tell you about now what should we do to cut down on sugar. And I know this sounds way too difficult to cut down on sugar, because like I said, sugar is almost everywhere, and wherever you look there you have so many sugar. So we cannot really cut down on sugar, but we can decrease the amount we are taking every day. So first few things I'll say, that instead of reaching to sweetened beverage, you should go for a fruit, because fruits are also high in fructose, which is again a sugar, but it is again packed with proteins, vitamins, other nutrients, and fiber. So what happens when you take such a complex food item? That it reduces and releases the sugar release. So your fructose sugar is released slowly, because it is bound with other fibers and other things that are present in a fruit. So instead of taking empty calories and empty sugar from the liquid beverages, you should be reaching for fruits. And when I say fruits, I do not mean fruit drinks, because again, the fruit drinks have added sugars, and they are just sugars with fruit flavors. They are not fruit drinks. So this is one thing you can do, and instead of reaching to any sweetened liquid beverage, you can reach for a simple glass of water or a lemon water. And second thing which you can do, that you can cut down, you can try on portion control. So instead of having like a bowl full of ice cream, you can only have 4 5 spoons. So you don't have to actually completely cut down the sugar intake, but you can reduce it, which will really help you to cut down on your daily sugar intake, which is going to be really helpful in a long run. And other things, that when you feel hungry, and most of the times you're not hungry, you just feel that low energy because your sugar levels are crashing, so you feel the desire to eat again. In that case, you often have to hydrate yourself and drink a lot of water. And the third thing which I can tell you, that which is the most important, that you can cut down on your processed food items. So instead of reaching for a packaged food item, you should do more of cooking. And I know this sounds challenging. It is difficult also to cook all the time, and when you want to just reach out to some packaged food item. And let me tell you, the sugar is everywhere. It is there in your ketchup, it's there in your pasta, there in your brown bread, everywhere. So what we can do is we can opt for the food items which have less sugar, and we have to understand to read the labels, the nutrient labels, and we should go for items which have around 5 or added items and which doesn't include your added sugars. Go for items which have free not do not have any added sugar, so that is going to be really helpful in the long run. And I know this is very difficult because we have 61 different names for sugar items. Even if you remember like 4 5 names like me, it's still going to be challenging. For this, I'm going to add some links in the description. These are the resources and these are scientific studies, and everything which I have just told you is backed by science. And I think if you go by these resources and if you make a conscious choice of cutting down sugar from your diet, this is going to make a huge difference in the quality of your life. And I think this session was helpful for you. And let me know if you have any questions and if you want me to do other topics related to this. I would be really happy to do that. And also, you can share with me your tips to cut down on sugar and how you are doing it. And that's all for today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again. Bye bye.